All right, so the first card I want to get into are these four. So I used Picket Fence Studios. All trespassers will be added to the brew and stamp and die set. So that's where this Happy Halloween came from, and this jack-o'-lantern guy. What's his name? I forget. But essentially colored that in. Heat embossed Happy Halloween on for the sentiment, cut that into a 1-inch strip, and then this is where the background, I thought it was going to be different. In my head it looked different. So, but essentially I sprayed the Dusty Concord Distress Oxide spray, let that dry, then sprayed the Wilted Violet spritz spray, and to try and help save it. It didn't save it, in my opinion. I mean, it's not terrible, but I just wanted it to turn out differently. And then on the inside, all trespassers will be added to the brew. So they're cute cards, but yeah, they didn't turn out like I wanted, and so I scrapped the footage. So that is number one. So moving on to the next one. So the next one is this Happy Halloween card. Again, turned out differently in my head than it did on paper. I have the Happy Halloween stamp that I heat embossed from Tim Holtz. I have Picket Fence Studios. What is it called? It is called the Liquid White Snowflake Watercolor Splatter. I love that splatter. It's so cool. And then I have like a little skull in the background. I did some oxide ink blending in the background here. And then on the inside, it's time for Wicked Fun, which is also like not centered and smudged over here. But essentially, I was trying to go for a paper sort of background. I don't know why I thought that these colors would make it paper looking, but it did. It didn't turn out like I said. So I scrapped the footage on this one. I still plan to send it maybe to an enemy or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's that one. But the splatter turned out perfect. All right, moving on. All right, so now we're into the Christmas cards that I scrapped. So this one, again, turned out differently in my head. I love the coloring on my image. That turned out beautiful. Love that. However, the background is where it went awry. I used Simon Says Stamp Candy Cane background. I used some spritz spray. I used, what else? Obviously Tim Holtz's opaque white paste, a Brutus Monroe stencil, ink blended. I believe I did Punch Sangria and Cabernet ink. It just turned out way too red. It did not turn out how I liked, or what I was hoping. So I scrapped the footage on these two. Again, love the coloring though, but I'll probably try again. So anyways, moving on to the next one is, let's see, we'll go with him. So this is Picket Fence Studios again. I love their stuff. Again, didn't turn out the way I wanted. The ink, you can see here, was like, it dotted up on my background stamp here. So it didn't create crisp lines. So it just looks sort of fuzzy, which is, I guess, okay, because it's in the background, I guess, but it still didn't give me what I wanted. Again, love the coloring that I did. I think these are the coloring I did on these next few are, I think, are top tier ones I've done. I had this frame left over, so I just framed it, framed the background. I probably should do a different color background rather than a brown, but I was trying to go for like a, I don't know, oldie sort of vibe. I'm not really sure how to describe it. And maybe that's why the card failed, in my opinion. But again, love the sentiment though. Ho, ho, ho. Here comes snow. Blank inside. But the one thing I would change about him is his nose. The colors I chose made it awfully pink. And not in like a rosy pink way, but an orangey pink, which wasn't fun. But anyways, so again, I'll still send it to someone. Again, probably an enemy, but yeah. Anyways, next card. The next one is this one, also from Picket Fence Studios. This Santa, I wanted to make him sort of like, I don't know, a younger Santa, I guess. So his beard isn't white. It looks like he's sort of in pajamas a little bit. Just put little white dots on his cap there. His sack isn't quite as, you know, I don't know, like wrinkly from use over time. Same background as the previous card. Again, the ink just really beaded up on there. But anyways, again, it's just the background. So, then also just did some spritz spray on the back. Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night is the sentiment, which again, I didn't let it heat emboss that area. So I didn't double check that it, you know, was not dull. So essentially it smudged it. So that's fun. Anyways, then framed it with just a green piece of paper that I had that's just scraps left over. Put that on the card, and it's blank on the inside. But if I could do anything over again, it would be the background. Definitely a different background. Love the coloring though. He turned out cute. He turned out perfect. So 2 more cards are left. Whoops. This one is another Picket Fence Studios. I love their Santa stuff. Love how I colored him. It turned out okay again, but I would change the mouth. That is an awfully black mouth. Like his teeth rotted or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, and then I have these white embellishments that I got somewhere. I don't even remember where I got them. The Snowfall is a Tim Holtz background stamp that I used Picket Fence Distress ink on, and it's sort of faded, which is the look I really was going for, which is surprising because I was having trouble with this one. I used a Simon Hurley actually background for the brick here. I wanted a chimney sort of look, and this is a huge chimney, you know, so you got to use your imagination here, and silhouetted it with lots of brown inks, lots of black inks. It's not terrible. It is sort of the look I was going for. There's room for improvement there though on the background. I seem to be having some trouble with backgrounds. So anyways, there's that. And then I have 1 card left, which is what I'm actually really proud of, but I didn't film any of it because it took so long, and I don't know who's gonna wanna recreate it, but I saw an image of one of Tim Holtz's designers. I don't for the life of me remember who it was, and I really apologize for not remembering or saving the photo so I could post it here. If I do find it, then I'll insert it. But I could not remember how they did the tree at all. And I mean, it's been at least a year since I've seen the photo. So over the weekend, I decided, okay, I gotta get this out of my head. So I went in with Waffle Flowers nested tree die and cut out this same colored cardstock in that nested tree, the largest nested tree they have. And then went in with Gina K's glue and had these embellishments are, I believe I got them off of Amazon somewhere. And they're just various colors, sizes, even different colored embellishments there. And you can see there's a lot of glue. There is. I went heavy on the glue. But essentially just wanted smallest to then largest down at the bottom to create depth and, you know, not a single, because trees aren't one size, right? They have different size branches at different layers, but usually at the bottom it's the heaviest. So that's sort of the look I was going for. So then let that dry, put that on a frame or a stitched frame, then put a brown piece of paper behind it, put on my card base, which is just a white card base. I don't think I put anything inside. No, I didn't. I do love this card. I do. I just didn't film it. And I really wish I did, but it really took a long time. Which my husband is so nice, because he loves to watch me craft and do these things, and you know, he's wonderful. But needless to say, there's the card. It's my favorite one. So that's all I have for you today. So if you want to, again, here's all the cards that I made that weren't quite as good as I hoped they would be, but you know, not every card's a winner. So anyways, I'll catch you in the next one.